It's like, here are my friends, and I'm going to put them through torturous situations for your entertainment. And just from a pure content standpoint, again, this shit's boring. No, like, I know, again, I'm going to be fucking clapped if this gets like any sort of like traction. Now, Mr. Beast, I will say, I'm going to preface this by saying, I have never been big on Mr. Jimmy Donaldson. I've never been big on Mr. Beast. My complaint has always been, this guy just cares about money. And I already know people are going to be like, no, you're a fucking hater because Mr. Beast is worth money. You don't have shit. He has all the cars. You have no cars. I have one car, you guys. But he has all this wealth, all this clout, all this power, and you are a nobody YouTuber. You're a failure. You're this, you're that. I get that. I know that's going to be all the complaints. But I'm peeping game here. And I peeped game years ago. And I had a TikTok account that got fucking banned. But on my TikTok account, I mentioned how, you guys remember that video of Mr. Beast when he cured the blind, quote unquote, cured blindness? He said something that stuck with me. Let's see, YouTube, Mr. Beast cures blindness. Yeah, so 1,000 people here see for the first time, and it was
curing 1,000 people's blindness. It's gonna be crazy.
Most of us see the world like this. But here's the thing, 200 million people see the world
we'll watch a little bit. It's
like
8 minutes.
this. But I just made it one less.
Oh. Wow.
She's just one of 1,000 blind people we helped from around the world.
They can't see, but we have all the technology to fix it.
Yep, half of all the blindness in the world is people who need a 10-minute surgery.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my
And it's like, that's cool.
I see
Right.
everybody. Oh, I can see.
He's helping
We're gonna
people
go fix
see.
more people's eyesight. She's squeezing hard.
And we're just getting started. We still have 980 lives left to change.
One guy was like,
I've never seen it before.
like he wanted to go back to work or some shit.
wait to see his reaction.
Yeah, you want my name?
bad. I couldn't see how much the money.
Trust me, you will see.
When patients go into
Where is it?
It feels. No, I'll hold on to it.
Wow.
You wanted to see was your son.
Seeing him, seeing his.
Jeremiah has been blind in his right eye since he was born, and it's affected his vision his entire life.
Are you excited to be able to see out of both?
Hopefully if the surgery goes that way.
Because Jeremiah was born with cataracts, his right eye never received light. And that means that this surgery only has a 50% chance of working.
I think we go ahead and get it underway and then we'll just talk post-op.
And while Jeremiah's surgery was underway, I met another young man named Satchel.
Did they tell you I was gonna be here?
No.
Good.
He had poor vision from birth and almost lost his entire vision after a go-karting accident.
All I see is like blur in color. I can barely see like the shapes.
Obviously you can't drive, right?
No, I cannot.
And this is the real reason why we're doing this. Blindness can take away parts of your life.
And hear me out. This is outside of any one person. This is an objectively good, cool thing to do to help people see. That's cool. I have no problem with that at all. But I'm trying to see where that got. What's this one right here?
Places around the world.
Because unfortunately, nearly half the population with curable blindness doesn't have access to this surgery. So I wanted to provide this to as many people as possible.
And again, that's cool. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with Mr. Beast. Dude, nice. Mr. Beast, blindness. I think it was his tweet is what, and it was this part here. Like, I don't understand why curable blindness is a thing. Why don't government step in and help? Even if you're thinking purely from a financial standpoint, it's hard to see how they don't ROI on taxes from being able to work again. And that right there, this last part, the ROI on taxes of being able to work again, colored my opinion of Mr. Beast a lot. Because his brain cannot help but view things as a financial gain or loss. Like, even when he talks about like, oh, I don't care about these videos, whatever, I just to feel my philanthropy, he puts his philanthropy on the internet. Like, Mr. Beast isn't just getting people the ability to see because the concept was hard, not fully. He's doing it for content. And that was my big complaint. I was like, this is like filming yourself giving to the homeless. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a good thing you're doing, but within this framework, you're doing this for content. You're Mr. Beast. You could just do that. And I know he's gone to Africa and like dug wells or whatever, but a lot of the shit that he does is for content. Like, it's just for the content. It's just for the end product. He doesn't really care about the people. It is what they can do for him. And if you've seen any of those Mr. Beast videos from that ex-employee where he gives a lot of information, other employees come up to talking about how, like, yeah, Jimmy's really fake and he only wants certain people because they make him look good on camera, whatever. Even though I can't corroborate that, it does lead more towards the side of being plausible, given the fact that even through his own admission, he said things like he goes out of his way to not show his personality. But look at this. In podcasts, Donaldson tells hosts that he goes so hard, he won't stop working till he burns out, isn't able to do anything at all. With the lab, he admits that he has a mental breakdown every other week. If he ever stops for a breather, he says he gets depressed. Mr. Beast is so laser focused on generating content on YouTube that he describes his personality as YouTube. He acknowledges that his brutal approach to videos, which has cratered many careers over the years, is not healthy. People shouldn't be like me. I don't have a life. I don't have a personality. He's just a product. Donaldson has nearly erased himself as a person from his episodic output. If viewers don't really see him having fun, that's by design. Donaldson has outright said that he sees personality as a limitation for growth, once noting in a podcast that hinging your content on who you are as a person means risking not being liked. And if someone doesn't like a career as a person, they may not give their videos a chance. Then he goes on to talk about he's obsessing over YouTube optimization, yada, yada. But really let that sink in. He sees personality as a limitation. It is a defect in his eyes. It is a defect because it doesn't maximize potential growth. That is an insane, nearly sociopathic ideology to talk about yourself in a way where you yourself are a product. Your personality is YouTube. But since he's admitted that, then when you look at his content, it is almost devoid of like genuine, I would say, humanity. Like, going back to the video I just showed you where he was caring for blindness, it seems very fake. Like, he doesn't actually care about those people being able to get on with their lives, but he knows it's good content. So he puts on that face of, this is good content, let's shoot it. While his free time seems minuscule, the rare times he does pull away from work are for dates with his girlfriend. This is obviously a little older. He has a girlfriend now, but a different girlfriend. His dates with his girlfriend that center around activities that could enrich his videos, because he considers a single hour of a date to be worth 100K had it been dedicated to work instead. That is not the mindset of a healthy individual. That is the mindset of a 1980s Wall Street broker. This is time is money taken to a insane degree. Greed is good, Gordon Gekko type shit. Who would phrase this as, again, the rare times he does pull away from work are for dates with his girlfriend that center around activities that could enrich his videos. Imagine you're with someone and they only want to do things with you if they can literally produce content from it. If it doesn't make them content, they will not do it. And to say a single hour of a day is worth $100,000, literally putting a price on someone's time, that the time you spent with your significant other, yeah, it's about 100 grand. And could you imagine you're just hanging out with someone just like, man, it's been 2 hours. We could have made $200,000 if I was spending time at home editing. It's like, what? Like, what? It's not like Mr. Beast is in risk of going broke any fucking time soon either. Like, that's my problem too. Like, he has more than enough money to live off of for forever, but it's not enough. He has to constantly be making money all the time, or his life is horrible, because he's a sad person who has nothing else going on. He admits that much. Article from the BBC. This is done by Tom Gherkin. Recent as of 21 hours ago. 500 million fans. A multi-million dollar personal fortune and a globalist empire. It would take a lot to dethrone YouTube's biggest influencer, Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast. But a 54-page court document could be his toughest test yet. 5 hero contestants on upcoming Prime Video show Beast Games are launching legal action against his production company, Mr. B220, what the fuck name? Mr. B 2024 and Amazon in Los Angeles. Voted as the largest ever reality competition series. 1,000 contestants are set to compete for $5 million or 3.7 million pound prize when the show airs, or if it airs. The lawsuit has plunged the show into a crisis. So, even a little more backstory. You guys have definitely heard of Mr. Beast. I don't have to go deeper into that. You also know what he does. Mr. Beast, if you don't know what he does, I'll explain to what he actually does versus what people think he does. What Mr. Beast does is he gets inspired, whether by watching something or hearing about something, and then he just throws money at it to make it a thing. What I mean by that is Squid Games came out. Squid Games, very popular show. Squid Games itself was a critique on capitalism. And yes, I know critiquing capitalism through the system of capitalism often just enriches it, but still, it was a critique on capitalism. So they had these contestants doing these barbaric games, like the Simon Says, or you get murdered, the falling through the little tiles, like all those things led to the deaths of people, which, if you're into a little bit of media literacy, which I am, illustrates how people are being left behind and sometimes being killed for the pursuit of financial security due to the game of capitalism. Okay? So, Mr. Beast presumably watches or sees this show and just goes, that show is popular, it had cool game mechanics, let's make that a thing. So then he does the Mr. Beast Squid Games. That should tell you how he views things. That was popular, so I do that. Every video that he has, besides the one I showed you, he does sometimes the philanthropy stuff, but his big videos, it's just him putting people in these kind of fucked up situations and then just saying, and the winner gets $100,000 or $1 million or a fucking boat or gets an island or a car or whatever, right? It's, I had 100 people on a desert island and last person to stay in the circle wins the island. I sent, look at, okay. I'm not even exaggerating. If we just go to literally Mr. Beast, like just his videos.
I just dropped off 5 men and 5 women in the middle of the wilderness, and whichever group survives the longest with that 500 grand. I give you.
Okay. It's competition, money. 7 days stranded in the cave, and I'm sure there's a...
I don't normally do intros like this, but I'm currently descending hundreds of feet into a cave that runs over 5 kilometers deep into the earth. And whether we like it or not, as soon as my friends and I touch the ground, we are officially stranded here for the next 7 days.
They're not, though. It's a lie. But like $10,000 every day you survive in the wilderness. Protect your yacht. Protect the yacht, keep it, which also I heard was fake. Ages 1 to 100 decide who wins, $250,000. 7 days stranded on an island. Yeah, dude, you're really stranded on an island. But you see what I mean? Protect the Lamborghini. It's literally the same. It's literally the same idea. Protect the yacht, keep it. Protect the Lamborghini, keep it. Protect this expensive thing that only a few people have access to, and me being one of those people, I will allow you to keep this thing because you do not have access to this thing. Your access is limited to me, but you must perform for me. That's what it is. Protect $500,000, keep it. 1 versus $2,500 million private island. Face your biggest fear, win $800,000. I survived. I spent 7 days in the time. I saved, survive 100 days, win $500,000, $10,000 for every day you survive in a grocery store, which is oddly similar to $10,000 for every day you survive in the wilderness. Like it's, you understand what I'm getting at, right? This is what he does. If Mr. Beast didn't have obscene access to wealth, he would not be able to produce content because he produces no content. He doesn't make anything memorable. Everything is quick and consumable. It's look at this money, 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 money. And a lot of his fans are under the belief, because it's a psychological sensation, right? That proximity to him, whether it's supporting him in his videos, will give them wealth because he's done things like have giveaways, which were done illegally. He's had things where it's like, hey, the first 10 fans who click yes or do this will win $100,000, right? And it's that chance to win money. So it incentivizes more people to follow him. But 90% of his videos are the same video concept over and over and over and over again. $10,000 every day you survive a prison. 100 boys versus 100 girls for $500,000. I give my 100th million subscriber an island. So you know what I mean? Like that's what he plays upon. Like that's it. That's Mr. Beast in a nutshell. It's just I have an obscene amount of money, so I'm gonna do basically the same content over and over and over. But because I have an obscene amount of money, people are going to like what I do. And then I just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. It's just money. If we could break it down for what we saw just now, it's wilderness, protect expensive shit, win money. It's kind of what he does. You could stay in this place for X amount of time, win this value of money. I go to the wilderness, and then every so often it's I cured someone. But if you look at just on balance, most of his content is I survived or I just gave people money. That's it. But all of this to say, this all gives you guys a peek into the psyche of Mr. Beast. That's how he viewed things. So when you hear stories about him, not saying, again, I'm not trying to get fucking sued, not saying that everything about him people are saying is true, but when you get to understand his behaviors, his psychology, it makes it more than likely that when people say shit like, yeah, Mr. Beast didn't let women get sanitary products because he didn't understand it, because he hangs around his boys and they just wanted to make money, that seems true. When other YouTube creators are talking about, yeah, they actually rigged this thing in order to make it more dramatic, that also seems true because he does things for drama. His thumbnails are, I survived, I did this, I did that. Well, he's in no danger of anything, right? I paid a real assassin to try to kill me. Like, no, he's not gonna fucking kill you. You didn't bury life or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not true. It's not true. It's just not true. So I went on that tangent. But this leads to the lawsuit. Among many redacted pages, the legal document includes allegations that they particularly and collectively suffered in an environment that systematically fostered a culture of misogyny and sexism. It cuts to the core of Mr. Beast's image as one of the nicest guys on the internet. I flicked the document, which includes suggestions that participants were underfed and overtired. Meals were provided sporadically and sparsely, which endangered the health and welfare of the contestants, it is claimed. Again, knowing that he likes things for content, think about what would be better content. People looking like impoverished and starved, so like really look like they're going for it, or people being well fed, taken care of. What makes me the most money? Cutting corners to get this product out as soon as possible, or taking the time to make sure everyone's okay, everyone's having a good time? Do I care if people are having an actual good time, or is it more important for them to be perceived as having a good time? In one section where almost all his claims are redacted from public view, it's the defendants it says that the defendants created, permitted to exist, and foster the culture and pattern and practice of sexual harassment, including in the form of hostile work environment. Back in August, New York Times spoke with more than a dozen yet unreleased show participants and reported there were several hospitalizations on the set, with one person telling the paper that they had gone over 20 hours without being fed. Contestants also alleged they had not received their medication on time. The BBC has approached Mr. Beast on Amazon. He has not yet publicly commented. So will these latest allegations hurt the king of YouTube's popularity? Now, I will also say this is also on Amazon because Amazon's in collaboration with him. Amazon has put together mini shows. They should know that there's procedures that must be followed. But it appears, and again, this is just me, TTB and Gaming talking. I have no insider information about this, but it appears that Amazon is essentially went to Mr. Beast and was like, you get a high ROI. You put in like $200,000 in the video. Your videos get 600 million views. You make like $20 million with that video. We want you to do that for us. So do what you do. You handle that shit. We'll handle our end. Do what you do so you can make us $100 trillion and only spend like 20 million on the show. Like, that's what I perceive this to be. And this is going back a little backstory of like Ava Chris Tyson being accused of grooming and his business practices from former employees, which was on that YouTube channel, which is where a lot of my other fiction comes from. It is this YouTube channel. It is 3 videos, 680,000 subscribers. Obviously, you're gonna have a lot of subscribers when you're talking about the biggest person on YouTube and you have fucking connections to him. Like, not hating. This is not me being jealous. I'm not being facetious. Just saying, like, yeah, he's gonna have a lot of subscribers because everyone's waiting on his drops, including Mr. Beast, who apparently is not making any sort of statement until the latest video comes out, which is weird. Some of his philanthropic efforts, such as building walls in Africa and paying for surgery for people who are reduced to sight and hearing, have drawn criticism about exploitations. Like I mentioned earlier, deaf people like me deserve better than Mr. Beast's latest piece of inspiration porn, one person told Independent last year. So yeah, they're talking about how, like I mentioned earlier, them being used for content is exploitation, which it is. It doesn't matter if the overall outcome was good. It was still exploitative in its execution, which you can't ignore. Although Mr. Beast fans will ignore and call me a hater. And it's talking about the whole lunchy shit with what a time to sign up with KSI and then Logan Paul. Oh man. His videos are big budget experiences, with his most popular video recreating Netflix's hit show Squid Game real life with a $456,000 prize. And this is talking about Logan Paul. What's next, Mr. Beast? His fan keeps growing. James Lund, Chief Strategy Officer at SAG Marketing, says the star is in an incredibly unique position with a multifaceted brand spanning many industries. We are indeed in uncharted waters, he says, and a proactive approach addressing the issues transparently and ensuring accountability to protect his brand. This is all corporal speak, bullshit. But just to kind of, you know, give more insight into all of this, when Mr. Beast, look like his food displays, yes. Mr. Beast was asking his fans, and I saw this on TikTok, I'm like, this is fucking wild. He was asking his fans if they see the displays of Feastables, if they see it and it's all fucked up, that they should just stop by and fix it for him. The man who's worth, what is his net worth? What is... estimated to be around $700 million. Who knows this is accurate, but he makes lots of money. Worth $700 million is asking for free labor. He's asking people, I need your help. Next time you see Feastables in Walmart and soon to be new retailers, if you could clean up the presentation, make it look better, that'd make me very happy. I'm building a team to do this routinely, just need help in the short term. And it's like, no. Right? Like, no, Mr. Beast, you're worth $700 million. Why are you asking for free labor? You are worth $700 million. Or you at least make more than the average person by a significant margin. You are at the very least a multimillionaire. Why are you asking regular people? This was the funniest shit though. People were just like going like, yes, my liege, Mr. Beast. I caught this man after he shoulder brushed a Feastables display on one of your chocolates fell to the ground. He's pleading for mercy, but I do not believe he's truly sorry. How shall I deal with him, sir? Like, they're obviously joking, but it's like, it's hilarious. I hunted 100 people. Mr. Beast, I will continue destroying your chocolate spread until you pay me $100,000. And it's like, people are fizzing in for him, and it's like, no. God, we are in such, I don't know which stage of capitalism we have to be in, where like, we are now doing stuff at the behest of billionaires, willingly, at Walmart. For the longest time, if you had any criticisms on Jimmy over here, you're just a hater, you're mad, you're jealous, and it's not like it takes a genius to see that a person who grew through YouTube might not have the best business sense when he decides to do shit like, I don't know, put out content that's exploitative in nature, ask people to fix his shit for free, and then on top of that, goes on podcasts and tells people that he puts making money and content over literally everything. Now, I'm gonna just talk from me. It's called YouTube. And one of the biggest things that happened on YouTube was when T-Series came around, because T-Series was a huge corporation, or at least like had a team of people working behind the scenes to put out content, an insane clip, and amass followers like crazy. And you guys remember the T-Series versus PewDiePie stuff, right? And one of the bigger underlying things was that regardless of how you feel about PewDiePie, and I have opinions on PewDiePie, PewDiePie grew through the YouTube system as YouTube, for all intents and purposes, intended. A person who turned on the camera, talked to an audience, grew his audience, and kept going from there. Organic growth, just a regular person who was able to accomplish what he accomplished, right? I can't take that away from PewDiePie. That was the whole appeal of YouTube. It's literally in the name. It's YouTube. You, the person, your personality, your interests, your hobbies, you put that into the world. You vlog, you talk about topics you care about. You make this content and you hope to reach an audience and grow and connect with people. That's the whole purpose of YouTube. That's what made it different from traditional media. There was that thinner layer of separation between creator and content. We all work on that degree. I myself, this is my personality. I'm political. I'm very analytical at the same time. I'm also a complete dumbass who's very haphazardly putting things together, and I have a bunch of tabs open all the time, and like, this is me. You watch my streams, like, look at this guy, he doesn't have a soundboard. He has to go on YouTube and play music every single time. I'm like, ha ha ha, whatever. But this is me. People don't like me, which, fair. I can show you a little behind the scenes real quick. If I look at my comments, oh, there's one guy here who's fucking obsessed with me, who literally was going point by point. I think he was like doing that thing where like he's watching a video and stops it, and then watches it and stops it, and watches it and stops it, and keeps commenting. It was this fucking dude right here. Like, you'll see a lot of his comments. Like, it's this guy. He just stopped and watched it. Has many things to say about me. A lot of things to say about me. A lot of people are calling me like you dumb black and this and the third, right? But just to give you guys some behind the scenes look, like I do get a lot of hate, but I don't care. People are like, I couldn't stop laughing at you just looking at our ratio to you got here, 42 at 180. I sure you don't care about people's opinions though, because they are in supporting of DI Detective, which means they're dumb. But people don't like me. People do like me. But at the end of the day, it's my personality, it's me. For Mr. Beast, that's not the case. But it's YouTube. It should be a personality. I think Mr. Beast, fuck it, I'm not saying Mr. Beast. I think Jimmy Donaldson is the antithesis of what YouTube's supposed to be. He is the human personification of corporatism. Everything he does is so calculated that he intentionally, as stated here, removes his personality from things because he doesn't want to get in the way of growth. No normal person thinks like that. That is like a stockholder, executive mindset. Unlimited growth. Domain expansion. Unlimited growth. But as a human being, to want to remove your personality is insane just for the potential to make more money. I don't think this is a person who values people. Because how can you value people when you don't even value yourself? He says he runs himself into the ground, has mental breaks every fucking week because of what he's doing. And he knows it's bad, but he keeps doing it because he only cares about growth, and not emotional growth, not spiritual growth, not mental growth, financial growth. He wants to have Mr. Beast Games. He wants to have a game show. He wants to do all this other shit. He's on the board of like IBM. He wants to do all these things to get more money. But for what end? It's not like he enjoys his time off. He literally thinks about work on his time off. I just think, again, I think Mr. Beast, this whole thing, is really antithetical to YouTube. It's a guy who's corporate. It's every single facet of him is made to make profit. There is no person there. There is no, actually I said I don't want to call him Jimmy Donaldson, but there is no Jimmy Donaldson. There's just Mr. Beast. He's Mr. Beast all the time. He says so. He's Mr. Beast all the time. And so like with that mindset of I do everything for profit, if he is walking, talking, breathing capitalism, then it makes sense that he finds himself in situations where he's being sued for cutting corners, for not allowing people to get access to healthcare, or to get women for sanitary products, or rigging stuff, or faking things, or all this other stuff. That guy from before, Mr. Dogpack 404, right? He mentioned, like, here, we'll pay a portion of it, just so you guys know it's not just me fucking blabbing.
To Amazon. The culture.
Oh, perfect.
You know me from Mr. Beast. I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who, if you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy, or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, you know, doing well. And I was, you know, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right? Like publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true. But then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, you know, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, and they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're gonna kill your career." It's like, I have to, or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're gonna talk about it. So, as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is like,
I didn't watch the video before, so like,
I was a writer there, and we were working on a video, crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it, I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both.
All right, can I just say, like, okay, first off, I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and watch a 50-minute video, because later on we're gonna watch an hour-long video, but I'm not gonna make you that now. But I will say, just from a concept, this is a fucking dumb video, right? Because like, this goes back to like the old pranker YouTube stuff where it's like, okay, what's your concept? I go into a black neighborhood and I step on guys' shoes. Okay. And then what? Oh, my prank, even though this is obviously fake, my prank is I'm gonna make them think that a fucking meteor, which looks like this, which is just like a giant piece of cement, but a meteor crushed my friend's car. And that's the joke. And then I give him a new car. It's like, okay. All right. Got a new car. Why make it this? Why not do the other 1,000 stay in a circle and win this car thing? Why make him get crushed?
A meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised. And then I hit send, and then they go, call your mom now. And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly. She
This
goes,
is a dumb
what?
concept though, right?
I'm on vacation. Mom, my car has been destroyed. Wait, what? A meteor hit it.
I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I did that video. They're supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car.
Well, this is the part which you guys listen to, though, right here.
Like a big flashy new car. 10K was supposed to be a down payment, and I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at Mr. Beast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? You know, if I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, you know, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what the Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy howdy, I could retire. But yeah, the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the B stuff shook out was. I feel really guilty about the way this shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I don't have a kid. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did.
Yeah, like it's a.
You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went in that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
So like, obviously I know people are going to be like, well, you know, just because Mr. Beast makes X amount of money doesn't mean Evelyn should, which I understand. I get it. It's his name, it's his company, whatever. But when the people who are working for you can't fucking afford, like you're putting them in these videos, you say, hey, I'm going to destroy your car, and you want you to get a cool flashy car, you would at the least think, hey, the multi-millionaire who could buy me over 10 million times, since he's going to destroy my car, he could just, for the camera, say, oh, I'm doing this, but in real life, like, hey, don't worry, I got you a brand new car, it's paid off, here you go. You know what I mean? Because he said himself he couldn't afford the payments on it. Because Mr. Beast wasn't going to give them enough money to do that. $10,000 was a down payment. He wanted them to get like a fucking Bugatti or some shit like that, like a flashy car. They're not going to do that. So it's like, why not you, who $10,000 is the equivalent of giving someone $1, why not just buy them a car? Or why not give them more money so they can like take care of their children? But there's another point here that I actually want to watch where he talks about, is it this video here? Is it? Where he talks about there's a video that got canned that Mr. Beast ended up redoing by himself, where it's like, I stayed in prison.
I was hoping they call back, you know? And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, you know, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in, I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out.
Yeah, here we go.
It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago.
Like, this shit's insane.
It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was like one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And
you shouldn't. That's literally torture, mind you.
People don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well. I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast. And
okay,
I had
so this is like,
the pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like, you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of, you know, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only gonna be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first. It's gonna be like a breeze for most of it, and by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure. They were like, you're gonna be locked in this room and we gotta make sure you're on all the time. We're gonna have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can.
Me, if they were paying me $1,000 every time, like, I could speak all to, oh my god, I'd make $1 million in like a minute. I don't shut the fuck up. It's hard for me to shut up right now. I'm just doing it because I want you guys to really hear what he's saying.
Do this, and they always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, you know, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought that it's because you have too much of a personality.
Remember the article I just showed you guys I was talking about, where Mr. Beast explicitly states he thinks personality limits you. Do you see why I spent so much time establishing those facts?
And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. I get there, and at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know? Which that's probably not good. You got the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. Like it looks good on camera. You know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to like get like a separate like tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like, things were cool and funny on paper.
But those just don't work.
But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, there's not like a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, bang, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew, like, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up, you know, there was like the bug thing wasn't like terrible, but it was a factor, and like at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing,
okay, so
they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them.
Yeah, here we go.
It got to a point where like they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them.
Not turning the lights off, I'm not exaggerating, is a fucking war crime. Like that is actual war crime. Like that like violates Geneva Convention. Like you cannot do that. That is cruel and unusual punishment.
I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know? And they said no, because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did like, oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Well, I don't know how they figured that one out. I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like...
This is literal torture.
The lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep. And I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me.
And he gets to the point where
I had a lot of good people looking out.
Where he talks about how they had him do... Yeah, see, look. The UN considers sleep deprivation to be a form of torture and a war crime under the Geneva Conventions. Like, I wasn't making this shit up. It's an actual war crime to do the shit that Mr. Beast did to this guy. And then he talks about how they had him do like, was it, I think it'll be at this juncture, a marathon.
Longer, you guys are gonna keep me in here. And the guy goes, realistically, like at least 7 more days?
No.
What things I hear?
Let alone a marathon.
There you go.
You're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is.
Running a marathon while sleep deprived. This is their big brain idea for content.
And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic, I'm dumb, I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was on camera, I don't want to do it. You go, just do it for the thing, like kid, you know? Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in house. You know, that's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. We know he's. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah. So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run. You know. Let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it.
Running gets away with my gains.
So I was in a sunlightless, you know.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know. And if I refuse, it's just, oh, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, you know, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back.
Like, that's insane. Until I get back.
I'm running until 3 a.m. I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, you know, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out.
And then he goes over these messages that he sent. And he's like, hey, I'm good. I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel mentally I'm still recovering a bit. I'm back in therapy. My therapist is concerned. Haha, my legs and joints feel better. Like, I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is to stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in Raleigh with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They are giving me what I want up to that point in the game, which is also a slap in the face. But hey, I'm out. I'm alive. Yeah. The reason why I had you guys watch this much is to reinforce my point. A guy who does that to someone who he knew from his hometown, a person he worked with, subjected him to that shit for money, for content, for work. I didn't even read the rest of this article here because I don't need to. I mean, again, go back to his videos, his own videos. Does this look like a person who is an actual person? Again, he's like the living version of capitalism. It's just, look at all the wealth I have access to. Look at what I can do with this wealth I have access to. And most of his content, like I've said before, is also just other people. Like, it's hardly ever just, here's Mr. Beast doing something. It's, hey, Mr. Beast and I have $1 million influencer tournament with other famous people. Please watch because the famous people are here. Hey, I have another famous person here. Watch this video. There's a famous person here. It's not, hey, I'm Jimmy Donaldson and I'm Mr. Beast and we're gonna fucking, I don't know, sleep on a yacht for a week. It's like, here are my friends and I'm gonna put them through torturous situations for your entertainment. And just from a pure content standpoint, again, this shit's boring. No, like, I know, again, I'm gonna be fucking clapped if this gets like any sort of like traction. I'm gonna get fucking clapped. They're gonna go to my channel and be like, your videos suck. All you're doing is reacting. Your editing's bad. You don't have this and this and that. I get that. I understand that. I fully expect that. But just his content ideas. I adopt every dog in the shelter. I bought the world's largest firework. I broke into a house. I spent the hours in solitary confinement. And it's not even him though, right? Like, it's him in the thumbnail.
I am going to spend the next 50 hours alone in solitary.
You're not though.
Patrick sleeping.
Batter up. Shut up.
Like, all of this seems just like so fucking fake, dude.
It's been an hour. Yes, die.
Like, none of this seems.
I wasn't even asleep. I was just laying here.
Do you need a hand?
Like, this seems so fucking fake. Like, it seems. And even the comments were like, oh, Jimmy. Oh, ho, ho. Look at Jimmy. Oh, I own this thing. Ha, 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 ha. Jimmy destroying speakers. Me, wait. Jimmy, that's, oh, well, never mind. Forgot that you were Jimmy, LOS. Like, it irks me. It irks me. And then you see videos where, you know, the guy's talking about how he had to fucking do a marathon. And it's like, is Jimmy running a marathon in suit deprived shit? Is he doing all that stuff? Last of Fall wins. And again, the majority of his content is other people. It's other people for the vast majority of it. Like, what was his first video? I've never seen his first video, actually. Just Minecraft. Obviously, these have millions of views now because he's bigger. But like, just Minecraft. Minecraft. Pokemon battles. I second make thumbnails. Black Ops 2. But at least here, you can see he's like.
What's up, guys? Let me start off this video by challenging you to a game of rock, paper, scissors. There should be a picture in the top right. Just, take your pick and see if you win. So anyways, I'm going to talk about the new update that just came.
Talking about updates for Black Ops. Like, at the very least, that was him. That was Jimmy Jimmy likes Pokemon Online. He likes Minecraft, clearly. He liked Project Zomboid. He did Let's Play. Like, he liked all this stuff. He did all this stuff. How much money does PewDiePie make? That might have done it. But then still, he's doing like Battle Pirates Hellstrike. How much money does PewDiePie make? Again, okay, that's fine. 100 video special, 5 non-copyright songs. It's like obviously very early YouTube stuff, but at least you can see what he's about, what he's into. Then it just became a lot of how much money does the Biscuits make? How much money does Captain Sparkles make? How much money does Critical make? How much money does PewDiePie make? He's really been pocket watching 5 small YouTubers that will be famous. His perspective on computer versus console, like there's still like personality, right? Still, but then we start getting into like the money. But still personality. You still see it. It's still there. Talks about E3. Talks about video games. Honestly, I know he has Mr. Beast game, but like he was a person at one point. And I want to say, I think it was like my favorite FaZe Clan members. Like, come on. A Mr. Beast video with 60,000 views is crazy to see. But like, I like this because he's a person. And he's trying different things. Yeah, he did a lot of fucking pocket watching, but NBA interviews gone wrong, no gun pulled. I am random, epic giveaway. That's kind of a giveaway prank, reacting YouTubers. Like he was still a person doing shit. 8 years ago, he had 50,000 subscribers. So what's the point? Where's the point? I gave him $10,000. Giving a random homeless man $10,000. Watching It's Everyday Bro for 10 hours straight. This is probably where it sort of started happening, where he just starts to repeat the content stuff. And then giving out money. So about like 6 years ago is when he started just being, I'm gonna be a money guy. And then look at the content change. No more video game stuff. No more talking about Minecraft or a games industry or E3. Just money. Tying my shoes every day of the world. Okay, cool. But then I dropped $20,000 to Madron. I donated $10,000 to Fortnite streamers. I gave $30,000 to my favorite Twitch streamer, Ninja. Giving 3 million pennies to my 3 million subscriber. I gave $20,000 to a Ramos homeless person. I bought an expensive car only using $1 bills. Like, do you see the content shift? Like he just somewhere got a lot of money and then it just completely changed. It just completely changed. It just became destroying my friend's car and surprising him with a new one. That is the shit that he just did in the video. And yeah, then it just became the Jimmy we're more familiar with now, where it's like all this shit, right? So he started like genuine with the personality. The personality is what got him to like his 1 million, 2 million, 3 million subscribers. And now he's like, no personality. Personality bad. I'm no longer a human being. This is just money now. Money. I bought everything because I have money. World's largest bowl of cereal because I have lots of money. I can do that. But the content before wasn't predicated on him having money or large access to wealth. It was just like, here's the shit I'm into. Here's how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Here's a poem. Here's shit about, he really liked Call of Duty. But like he liked Call of Duty. Like he was into stuff. You could see his interest. You could see what he was about. And then it just went away. It all went away. And he went from going from Jimmy Donaldson, then he becomes Mr. Beast. And then we get pretty much the same sort of, I'm gonna just say it, the same sort of slop. It's just the same sort of slop. It's just I got money. Here's a challenge. I got money, 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 here's a challenge. What happened to the Call of Duties, Jimmy? What happened to the Minecraft? I want to know your opinions on which guns are best in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I want to know, like, what you think about this stuff. We want to know who you are as a person. That's what got you to this point. Now you're just some weird, like, fucking husk up a human being who replaced personality with YouTube SEO and just do the same video over and over and over. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Who am I? I'm a nobody. I'm a guy with, like, not even a quarter of his subscribers, right? And that's all that matters. No one's opinion's valid unless they have more subscribers than the person they're talking about. And since I have 1,400 subscribers, my opinion's worth nothing to them. I still think it's valid, but again, that's social media. That's how it works. Mr. Beast has money and power, so he can do whatever. He's beyond critique. If you critique him, you're a hater. I'm just saying, Jimmy, bring back the Call of Duty videos. But enough about that.